Hey guys, in today's video I'll be showing you how to make these kinds of barrels for your wargaming. So for this project you will need X-Acto blade, scissors, super glue, white PVA glue, cheap bandages and lots of screw tops from your bottles. Now we will need screw tops from bottles that look, that's from Coca-Cola, Sprite, Pepsi and everything else. Basically the ones that have this kind of detail around them. This will give a little bit more detail to your terrain. First things first, you take your screw top and you have these lashes at the bottom, so you just cut them out. You just basically clean all the mold lines as you do on your models. Now when two of your bottle tops are cleaned off from the flesh, you need to take one of them and just glue it on top of the other. You can instead of super glue use hot glue, but I find that super glue is a little bit better when gluing plastic. And be careful, because the size where the glue goes on is not that big, so the bottles may break apart later on in the process. And how to prevent that I will show you also. So you just glue them on so that they match. Here you have your first barrel ready, but you need a lot of more. So I will go cracking the other ones, and when they're done I come back to you and show what to do next. When you're fully set up and glued all the tops, you want to have a general idea of how you want them to look. For me, basically, I want 4 of them to be separate so that I can scatter them as I want. One, I want the long stripe, then I want to have this triangle, and then the big one. So you just go back the project and glue them together as you want, and then you can be ready for the next. So after your barrels have fully dried, it's time for the next step. And the next step will be the bandages. So what you will need is a mix of PVA glue and water. And you actually want the consistency to be quite thick. This one is a little bit watery, but I will not going to add any more of PVA glue to it. So what you're looking for is to make a cover for your barrels, as I did here. You can see I had three barrels glued together on the bottom. I put the bandages on top, they dried on, and then I put another 2 barrels, put the bandages on, and they dried. But here on this one particularly I will not be doing that because I glued the 2 barrels on top already, so I'll be going back and forth with the bandages, and also be adding some little like decorations like these ones. But basically what you're going to do, I'll start with these 2, is going to wrap your bandages, cut off the amount that you actually need, and it doesn't have to be precise because it's wet anyways. So approximately put on how you want it to look. I already know that I will be covering the blue one and doing something like this maybe, and I need it to be a little bit smaller, so I'm going to cut out, but I'm not going to throw this little bit away because I will be using it. So this is what I'm looking for, and now you can get your brush, put the bandage on and brush the mixture of PVA and water on top, but I am going to actually dip it into the PVA and make it soaking wet and then apply it on the barrels. And basically what you're making is basically like a gips or something of that sort. Your hands will be very gluey after this, sticky, so make sure to wash them afterwards. So knock out all the excess PVA and just put it on top and start decorating as you see fit. It will take you somewhere around 24 hours, maybe more, to dry completely. So put on some kind of area that you don't need. Like for example, I'm going to put on a plastic sheet that is right next to me and so on. But yeah, that's basically the process that you're going for. And for the decoration, the smaller part that I just cut off, I'm going to roll it, just roll it into a tube, dip it in the mixture as well, apply it on the top and just press it a little bit so that I want it to be a little bit flatter. And now one thing that I can do more to this is, when it's completely dry, get a regular PVA and just brush it on top of the already dried mixture. And what it will do is actually it gives more body to it. It will be harder, it will be like a rock. And so yeah, so putting this aside and let it completely dry, and I will be going with the next barrels as well. and this is how they will look like after you finish. As I said, keep them 2 days, 1 day, 24 hours to dry, and after they're done, I will see you guys in the next step. So after they dried, as I said, you go over with the mixture one more time, and after that they're rock solid. So guys, as an experiment I spray painted them white instead of black, just to see how they will turn out, and I can guarantee you that they didn't turn out that bad, but you still have some original paint underneath the spray showing off, so we need to fix that. By fixing it, you can either go and spray paint them once again, maybe 3 times, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to paint them with Ceramite White from Citadel and an Oda Pita brush. So here I painted them white and we'll give them time to dry, then we'll continue. So after your white paint is dry, we will start painting them in the colors that you want. I have here 4 colors that I have chosen: yellow, red, very mossy green and brown. I will try to experiment with this. I want the colors to be beat up and resemble that the barrels were outside for a very long time. They experienced rain, dust and all that kind of stuff. So after we paint the base colors, we'll wash them, we will add some kind of a rust effect and whatnot. But here, as you can see, I already tried the brown color on one of the barrels. I quite like it, and we will try and do other barrels as well. So here you have it. We applied the base colors, now let them dry. Okay guys, remember when I said that I tried to test out the white primer? Now, it might have been a mistake to spray paint it white because a lot of areas stayed white and I had to take a small brush, go back and paint those areas as well. But at the same time, if you spray paint it black, you will not have this possibility to wash the cloth, which we'll be doing right now. As you can see, I already started doing that. For this we'll be using 3 shades of washes. We'll be using non-oil, Agrax Our shade, and whatever the green wash is called nowadays, this is the old one. And what we want to do is to give these barrels a very dirty look, and I mean by dirty barrels I mean this cloth. And you can wash the barrels themselves in the meantime as well. It's all up to you. I'll be separating into different stages, and we want to mix and match different shades. As for example, as here I washed all the cloth with brown, and then I washed the other one with green on top of that, which gives a different layer of paint to it. And after it's fully dried out, we will be dry brushing it, but it will be later on in the process. Right now we will be washing all the cloth, so let's get started. So our final part of this painting tutorial will be dry brushing, and for that, for the cloud parts, you will need 3 paints. You will need a grey, I'm using Downstone. You will need a orange, I'm using Fire Dragon Bright, and you will need some kind of green, which I'm using Castellan Green. Now we'll be using the orange for all the brown and sort of greyish parts. We'll be using grey for the green parts, and we'll be using green also for the green parts. And you can basically, the grey is like a middle paint. We should be mixing with these two back and forth. And as a comparison, this is a just a piece that we didn't touch with the dry brush yet. And as you can see here on the bottom cloth, it's already dry brushed with the grey and orange, and that's how it looks at the moment, which I would like. As for the green, well, for the green I just dry brushed it a little bit with grey, and it's added like a dusty effect, which I quite like. So we'll continue that. For the last part, we want to dry brush the actual barrels themselves. I actually already dry brushed the green and the brown ones with a grey paint, doesn't matter which one, just dry brush it grey. And as for the yellow and red, we'll be using the same colors that we use for the undercoat, which is Flash Gets Yellow for the yellow and Evil Sun's Scarlet for the red. So once all of it done, it's optional, but you can wash the barrels themselves again. I will not do that, but I want to paint the bottom of the barrels black. So here you have it, guys, fully painted and ready to go barrels for your wargaming. And if you liked this video and if it was helpful to you, please subscribe and leave a like. So see you soon, guys, and have a nice day.